Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Epicenter European qualifiers. We have more lower bracket action coming your way. Vega Squadron going up against Team Singularity. Lower bracket best of 3, so loser is thrashing everyone. So we'll see if Vega Squadron are going to be an appropriate matchup for Team Singularity. I'm Mike Lawrence, going to be your caster for this game, and having a little bit of trouble with the stream.
Reserve time.
Is okay on that in the meantime. But we have ourselves at least the start of a draft. Quick look at the bans. Warlock getting first banned out. Not something you see all the time. Usually teams are kind of okay just going up against that Warlock and kind of just dealing with that as the hero comes. But, you know, understandable for sure. CM is the first pick, and Vega Squadron grabbed them.
Dire team pick.
But yeah, on the Treant Protector, you know, there are situations where he just absolutely demolishes a lane, and with the Terrorblade, yeah, he...
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining.
Along with that, Terrorblade is going to provide a lot of safety and a good amount of kill power. Even if Vega Squadron want to take it to a more offensive style, running Treant, Terrorblade, add one more in a Rubik or Vengeful Spirit or something like that in a tri-lane, and you can get stuff done. Team Singularity, they have always liked playing with this Doom, and well, it's going to be picked up very early along with that Crystal Maiden, which is a little bit interesting. I mean, Doom pick is always kind of interesting when it's this early on, and Terrorblade, when he's doomed, if he's not metamorphed, then he is going to be in for a lot of hurt. But Doom usually is going to go towards that jungle, as is Crystal Maiden, at least in the you know, levels 1 through 4 stage. And in the same team, that would say to me that Singularity are going to put Doom in probably a safe lane. I mean, Doom offlane is definitely something that you can get away with if the safe lane from Vega Squadron is very weak. And right now with the Terrorblade,
reserve time.
So I wonder if Team Singularity can try to get this Doom to solo the safe lane, and if he can get something done with that. I mean, the Legion Commander ban is a strong one to protect the Doom if that is going to be the case. As far as the offlane heroes are concerned, there's still quite a few. Omni Knight for Vega Squadron is pretty powerful up against the Doom. Now, obviously, you can't protect completely up against Doom because, you know, Omni Knight, if he is going to get doomed, is completely useless. But if he isn't going to get doomed, then he's able to just counter that Doom so hard with just that purification. And it's just a solid offlane for Vega if they want to give that over to Afterlife in that lane.
Reserve time.
assume that everything is fine, and I'm gonna assume that some, for whatever reason, not working. Troll Warlord and the Ember Spirit both getting kicked out, and Singularity gonna grab a Slardar. Kind of surprising, we haven't really seen all that much Slardar in this qualifier. I do think this hero is definitely playable, but yeah, it is going to be a Slardar pick for Team Singularity, along with the Doom and Crystal Maiden. So offlane Doom supports Slardar, a 4% Slardar, and a Crystal Maiden in the jungle.
5 seconds remaining.
Not exactly the strongest lane setup for his Team Singularity here. Again, Crystal Maiden wants to be jungling. Slardar, at a very low level of support, doesn't really have the impact that a Treant Protector or a Monkey King will have. Slardar will enable them to kill off the Terrorblade a little bit more effectively in the later stages of the game with that Corrosive Haze. It's very nice if you're able to get the initiation off from a support hero standpoint, i.e. So yes, that is have a Slardar, but I would say that if you're going to pick up Slardar, you kind of want him to have some sort of combo, and Crystal Maiden combo isn't really going to be a huge deal. Usually you want to have a Slardar with a Darkseer, right? Like that's what you're going to be doing. That's a CIS special right there. And obviously that's not going to be happening. They themselves banned out the Slardar, and even if it was still in the pool, there's just no room for a lane like that. So enabling the Slardar might be a little bit tough here for Team Singularity as Vega. They're going to go ahead and grab the Phoenix. That's a very interesting pick. I guess they figure, Nyx Assassin is probably the best hero at dealing with the Phoenix, at least in the early stages, and in the mid-late game as well. Hard counter versus that Icarus dive and versus that Solar Beam. You walk into it with Spike Carapace and you immediately get the cancel off. And there's, again, no room for it on Team Singularity. So this Phoenix should have a pretty good time as far as that's concerned. If Vega Squadron get a building hitter, like a TA or something like that, the Terrorblade TA will have a lot of extra sustain with the Phoenix and a Treant Protector behind them, especially if they do still go for that Omni Knight, who is just looking better and better here for Vega. Able to purge off that Corrosive Haze and hopefully get some magical damage resistance up against that Lina and the CM combo. TA also has just a good matchup versus Lina. Of course, there's any...
Radiant team ban.
But TA has the hero that is going to get Desolator to help that Terrorblade out. So Vega Squadron now have a lot of Roche control, and it's a hero that can capitalize off of that sustain. So it's a pretty...
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
would be good. As long as that hero is able to initiate, even on a small scale, I would be kind of okay with it. Clockwork can be banned out, though. Wah wah. Team Singularity, they get the Lina. Solid mid-lane hero, although is going to have probably her worst matchup in the Templar Assassin. Despite it being her worst matchup, TA is still, a lower range hero. Lina has that outrageous range. She has the Dragon Slave for lane pushing to get the runes. Is still a fine matchup. I would say, like, most of Lina's matchups are like 60-40. This one's about 50-50, so it's like, oh no, what are you going to do with that? Slaughter CM can definitely gank a Templar Assassin as well.
Dire team pick.
They get a smoke, and if TA's on the low ground for whatever reason. Vega Squadron, what's it going to be? They can go for an Axe. That doesn't seem all that bad. It's a Blinker. Centaur Warrunner. Stampede is looking pretty great as well. Or that Nyx Assassin. There you go. I mean, if I keep naming offlane here. Squadron side. A little bit of resistance in that solo lane. Team Singularity, knowing that there's a Nyx, Juggernaut seems like he's probably going to be just the easy pick here, unless they have some offensive plans of their own. Put the Nyx Assassin up against the Doom and then run a Slardar. Lane, I'm not really sure if that's really their best Juggernaut. Juggernaut's the hero that is going to match up the best up against the Nyx Assassin. Is maybe a little bit of a rough matchup up against the Terrorblade and the Templar Assassin. Spin is great versus the TA, but Omnislash is very bad versus the Templar Assassin and very bad versus Terrorblade. High armor hero, of course, makes the illusions, so Exotic Deer may waste some bounces on those. But it's just looking towards the early game stage. Again, like, you gotta make sure you have some answer to that Spike Carapace. Spin is one of the best, and Dark Pact from this Lark that was banned out is pretty easy finish here for Team Singularity, who have found themselves with a more or less standard draft despite picking up Doom first phase. Doom is a little bit of flavor for sure and is going to have a good matchup up against some of these Vega Squadron heroes. But yeah, I'm not really sure if I like the ordering there. I don't think Vega Squadron really changed their draft order all that much to deal with this Doom. You have some decent answers to it. Like Spike Carapace up against Doom is actually quite nice. You get a guaranteed stun if he has Scorched Earth on. Feels good. Vega Squadron have a lot of heroes worth silencing as well, or worth hitting with the Doom, rather. So for Team Singularity, the game is really going to, I feel like, rest in the hands of the CM and the Slardar. Doom probably can't get all that much done in lane. CM and Slardar are able to make a lot of action happen, punish the fact that Phoenix really isn't an early game hero. Then I could definitely see just start to snowball out of control. If they're unable to get that start, though, might be a little bit difficult for them to recover, given how much building damage and how much objective-taking power Vega have between the Terrorblade and the Templar Assassin. Like, towers will fall in a matter of seconds, and same thing for Roshan. The only concern I have for Vega is initiation is, again, not going to be the easiest thing to do. Assassin is fine at starting, like, very small-scale engagements. As far as starting larger fights, it is going to be tough for the Vega side. But once they do get into the fight, they have the Overgrowth and they have the Supernova. So a lot of teamfight ultimates coming out of their supports. A lot of potential control and a lot of damage. And of course, you only want the control, really, if you can land it. You have the damage pretty well set by having a Terrorblade and a Templar Assassin on your team. This is game 1, best of 3. See what is going to happen on the Singularity side. They're going to put Elisash on the Crystal Maiden. No Snowman, Frostbite. What a scrub. Exotic Deer is on the Juggernaut. On the Slardar. Boots first. It's going to be Kasor. Catchor? I think it's called Catchor or something like that. I'm not actually 100% sure. Nisha is on the Lina and up towards top lane. It's Patos, who might also have an alternate pronunciation. Again, I don't know. On the Doom. The real you, I hear, is maybe Aloha Dance. I'm not sure. On the Terrorblade, Silent is going to be on the Flaming Firebird. G on the Templar Assassin. Has got that Raiden Kung Lao hat going on there. Kind of sweet. Sioma, the Slayer, is on the Treant Protector, and Afterlife right around the corner is the Nyx Assassin. Looking to jack this bounty rune, and Afterlife is going to find Exotic Deer. Spin is here, though, for the Juggernaut. Doesn't really want to use it if he can help it. Impale onto 2, and Sioma grabs the bounty. Perfectly played by Afterlife, though. He will take a little bit of damage here. A couple of right clicks, and a spin available. That spin is going to do so much damage, but with the regen of the Nyx Assassin, I don't think it'll kill. And with the turnaround Impale, Afterlife will be fine. In the meantime, oh man, Sioma beats down Elisash. That is Treant Protector Orb of Venom first for you right there. Gets a kill on the CM, who of course does not have movement speed at all, even without that Orb of Venom in the Treant Protector. So my apologies for missing that one, but Afterlife surviving definitely is going to be a pretty big deal since they could do this. Chain stun the Juggernaut, knowing that level 1 Blade Fury has quite the cooldown. Just like that, they force out a salve. Easy peasy here for Vega, and Afterlife already off to a pretty good start in this lane. Quick look at the other lanes. Again, this is going to be a rather... What the hell? Why? Map control, please. T-Tor is all up in this game. And, well, they caught up to the Phoenix. Phoenix, similar to the CM, very, very slow. No boots either. Does have the Icarus dive, so you would assume would be able to get out of there. And that's what I assumed as well, but guess I was wrong. G is going to have a decent matchup versus Nisha, but is going to have a worse matchup should Elisash and Catchor come in. Caster. Elisash is actually going to take a lot of damage from these neutrals, and here comes Sioma. Uh-oh. This is really bad. He just used Frostbite on the Hellbear as well. He's not even going to get the kill, I don't think. He just gets beaten down. And now it's a free Hellbear Smasher for Sioma. It's a second solo kill for the Treant Protector, plus a little bit of extra for the road from the neutral camp. Boots first on the Treant Protector. He is going to be pretty well messed up, and he'll have to go into the base and shrine most likely. But man, this is going to be a Treant game. And I just said, like, I'm not a huge fan of Treant because I feel like there's better forward positions. And then Sioma comes out and just does stuff like this. Just absolutely destroys the Juggernaut, destroys the Crystal Maiden twice. Easy game. Ooh, almost. I've only seen Icarus dive, grab a bounty rune, I think once. All the other times have been failures. Pato's gonna eat a mango and turn around towards Silent. His backup is coming in, but it's coming in kind of slowly. Stomp is there, not gonna let Catcher get in range though. Fast as Slaughter may be with Boots, he does not have that sprint just yet. Silent will slip away, but this is a level 1 Phoenix. Hero that really doesn't want to be in a lot of these fights, but is kind of forced into it. Seeing as though Sioma Slayer is busy taking names. Speaking of taking names, oh my god, he has a haste rune. Mercy, please. Crystal Maiden, no. Run to your sister. She'll protect you. Okay, maybe not. Well, she didn't even throw an LSA. Does she even have LSA? She doesn't. I mean, as if the movement speed difference wasn't large enough. Sioma's got to be lucky and grab that haste rune. And Crystal Maiden, I assume, saw it as well. That's her third death. I guess this is a solid way to play Treant, right? Just look for the Crystal Maiden 24/7 and beat her to a pulp every single time. Is going to get a good initiation on Tanisha with the Leech Seed. G kind of hesitant about going in here. They'll just do a little bit of cost-effective damage harassment to Sioma. It will fall back. Tanisha's kind of messed up here. Set up the Observe Ward earlier. Tanisha is going to Shrine. Double nulls. The shrines, you are kind of allowed to go for the stat heavy build instead of just straight rushing a bottle. Still, this is going to be an aggressive lane. Sioma trying to do what he can in mid. One of the real downsides of picking up a Treant Protector as opposed to like a Monkey King or a Tusk. He doesn't really have that much action in the mid lane because it's so hard to get to a hero here if you just lose your invisibility as soon as you leave those trees. Still, Sioma, is gonna find Elisage. Poor CM. At least she has a Slaughter next to her, right? But Treant Protector is now level 3 versus a level 2, and with Leech Seed, Frostbite's gonna slow down Sioma only a little bit. At least he gets the bounty rune, but at what cost? Is gonna force out a crush, but that will again do nothing to the Treant Protector. He wants Elisage dead, although he'll get frostbitten for his troubles. Has living armor still. He'll decide to hold on to it, slip into the trees, get some regen, and in 3 seconds will go invis. Poor Slardar, only level 2. No corrosive haze, and he's gonna slip around onto Elisage again. Sioma is unstoppable. Somebody get this Treant away from CM. It's kind of mean at this point. And it looks like with Catcher here, they will drop a couple of frostbites, a couple of crushes, and drive Sioma back. But he just manhandled 2 support heroes. Didn't get the bounty rune, but he is able to effectively take 2 heroes off of the map for, I don't know, 20 seconds. He does take himself out of the map as well, but well worth it. Easy 2 for 1. Nisha still having a pretty nice time up against G, but G, and that's the advantage of the Templar Assassin right there. Large nukes of very easily spotted damage from the Lina. And Afterlife hit with the Crush. Spin, doing a lot of damage here, but it's not going to kill, which means Spike Carapace will be able to go up. Catcher is going to still chase forward. Oh, ends up stunning himself. Little bit of a mistake, but I'm not really sure if it would have mattered. Killing off an assassin with right clicks just as a Slardar is pretty difficult. 6 armor in the tower plus a poor man shield damage block. I'm not sure if that was gonna happen. Sure, still sticking around here. G wants eyes on this Templar Assassin as soon as she's gonna think about going for these Ancients. Going to run into a hero that he really doesn't want to be fighting right now. Sioma picked up Tranquils. The closing distance is the Treant Protector just scouting out for the CM. A lot easier now. And we also have a top lane scenario going on. It's kind of been a really quiet top lane. Patos on the Doom, going for a really standard Doom build. Even if he does fall behind, Devour can let a Doom catch up so damn quickly. It's not even funny. Especially if he goes for a Hand of Midas. But he may or may not go for that Midas. But if he does, he can even afford to get it at like 20-25 minutes and still get a lot of value off of it. I would expect him to get the level 10 Devour bonus gold as well, just for value. So, as good as the Terrorblade is doing up towards top lane, the Doom is still going to have a pretty good time. Doom right now, not quite having as good a time as the Nyx Assassin, who, by the way, is stalking Exotic Deer. Don't tell him, because here comes the Impale, and that'll kill off Exotic Deer straight away. Afterlife finds a solo kill. Man, I've seen this guy play Nyx, at least from the casting seat, a couple of times now, I think 3 or 4. And it seems like every single time, he is just balling out of control. Now, of course, it's not like... we're not there yet. He's getting there. Nyx is certainly getting there. G is, again, a gankable hero, but... oh, the gank is a trap because Sioma's here. Run, Elisage. Oh, he's going to start manning up, feeling confident about the Treant Protector odds right now. Since the Lina is here, there's a Dragon Slave and right clicks. He gets a couple of uphill misses, but Kasher still going to get the right clicks in and will get the kill. Sioma has finally been slain, and up towards top lane, they also take down the Phoenix. Left alone in top, and Doom was able to take him out with, I assume, the Doom. Yes, he was able to get that level 6 mark and dropped it on the poor Firebird. Singularity make a great rotation, a much needed one as well. They unfortunately don't kill off the Templar Assassin, really the hero they were gunning for, but at this point, killing off a killing spree Treant Protector and killing off a Phoenix is just as good, if not even better. Aloha Dance on top will return and should be kind of safe here. They've been able to apply very little pressure towards this Doom, and just because they haven't really had a Treant Protector to work with in the area, Phoenix, though he is level 4, which is an okay level to be as a Phoenix, has very, very little to say about a Doom's time in lane. Like, you can Fire Spirit him and then that's it. Although we can bait Patos in, that's definitely possible. Phoenix has no control, is going to get a slight amount of slow. Now it's by Carapace, countering that Doom Scorched Earth, will let Sioma and Afterlife come in. And that's what I'm talking about. If you're Nyx Assassin right now, you have some really, really good opportunities to use that Spike Carapace. A little bit of a hiccup in the movement, and that Doom will fall. Losing Doom is again not a big deal. He's gonna go for Drum of Endurance first, not a Midas build up yet. But again, he could go Drums Midas and still have a really nice time with that item. Smoke up Nisha doesn't have a lot of mana here, though he does have stick chargers and a bottle and an arcane rune. Not really sure if I like him holding the arcane rune right now. You gotta chug down those bottle charges, get enough mana for your combo. Silent is very dead if the Lina spots him. Will be Afterlife to blow the smoke right now. He does have a Vendetta. He'll spike Carapace, stun the Lina, allowing for the Phoenix to jump in for a little bit of extra damage. With the damage over time, they should be able to take down Nisha, although with the Dragon Slave, Nisha will get the kill first. The Spirit will not get the kill, and now the chase is on for the Terrorblade. Does have a Sunder. He's going to turn around, drop it into Exotic Deer, keep the Juggernaut out of this fight. The Healing Ward, he'll get back up to full HP in no time, but the Phoenix is going to respawn very quickly, only being a level 4 hero. That is a full hero rotation from the Singularity side. Now, fortunately, they do not lose Nisha, and he does walk away 1 kill richer. But for everyone to go up towards the top lane for only a support Phoenix, they definitely need something else, and they're going to try to go for the tower. Bottom lane is being shoved in only by Phoenix, but still gunning towards that level 6 mark. He's getting there. It's getting there. I don't know. Maybe Phoenix is not gendered. Did I just assume Phoenix is gender? What kind of scum am I? They're going to sacrifice their tower. This is going to cost Singularity a lot, though. I mean, it's going to take them a long time to beat through it, first of all. They just don't have that much right-click damage. There's no Terrorblade or Shadow Fiend on the team. In the meantime, though they won't lose any objectives, it seems, they'll still give a lot of farm. Jungle camps for everyone on Vega, lanes for 2 of them, making it probably a much more even trade that Singularity were really hoping for. Singularity, they waste a lot of time in that area. We have to worry about kind of dispersing a little bit too far from one another. Sioma's on the roam, and expect the Nyx Assassin to be doing very much so the same. So we see Singularity kind of scared right now. Sentry will drop, and Afterlife will get spotted, but he's going to move back a little bit. It seems like he knows that there's a Sentry Ward there. I don't know how he would know, except for just Star Sense, but he is playing the distances very carefully. Drop another Sentry Ward, that could be the death of Afterlife. Skirting the distance right now. He obviously sees everyone. May not know that there is True Sight in the area. Now going to sneak in. And it is a trap. Elisage and Exotic Deer. Oh, look at a close distance. He's got to know that there's True Sight there, right? But he just pulled out 2 Sentry Wards from a CM who quite frankly can't afford it. And although the Vendetta doesn't get him a kill, it does buy a lot of time as the rest of Singularity are kind of freaking out over a Nyx Assassin. All of his buddies are getting farm. Phoenix getting that valuable experience. Has no gold. Did he get an item? Not an item. I guess he just picked up his Tranquil Boots.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Silent has had a very quiet game. One would say a silent game. But now that he has a supernova, it's a lot easier for the Phoenix to function. At least add another distraction element towards Singularity. It is worth noting that the Juggernaut spin would kill off. I think it kills off the supernova as long as he's spinning and right-clicking it. It should. That is a good answer coming out from Singularity. Obviously, the... Okay, you could spin there, I guess. You do you, Exotic Deer. You do you, man. Yeah, they do have some very proactive answers to the Phoenix, but now that the Phoenix is there with the Overgrowth, they do have a lot of that big area control combo. Singularity still pushing their luck here with this mid lane push. Tioma ready to go in as is Silent. This is the weakest area for a Treant Protector to fight. There are just no trees in the area. Still Singularity are going for it. This time Vega do have push happening up towards top lane. It is Terrorblade. He's going to shove it in, but the tower's already been taken down. Exotic Deer not have any true sight in the area. This is the circle Nyx Assassin cannot enter. We'll spam out some Fire Spirits. They will CG up to the north. But a half-assed push is the last thing that Singularity want right now. You know, for one reason, top lane is being pushed, so they have to leave. Loa Dance, Courier, gonna be spotted, but with the TP out, he'll be just fine. But for a more effective reason why they shouldn't want to go for that half-assed push is because of this little skill right here. Armor's only level 3. But you waste 5 heroes in the mid lane just chilling, poking, and then you fall back, and then you do, well, ultimately probably close to 0 damage. Very, very little damage, and the real you still bouncing around Aloha Dance, getting that power farm going as a TB. Doesn't even have Metamorphosis, no big deal, no one's coming down to defend. He should know that everyone, or at least a couple heroes, teleported towards the shrine in order to try to catch up to him before, since he had an Illusion Scout, all that out. So he should know that he is rather safe here. And he sees everyone now in mid, so obviously he's safe. This push is so slow from Singularity. Gotta go through the living armor. Now have to deal with the creep wave. Cool Cat in the back is gonna give them a lot of juice to do this. So this tower is eventually gonna fall. And they may get a bonus kill here. Afterlife, Spike Carapace is up. The LSA randomly hits onto the Phoenix with the Laguna Blade. They can't kill him off. He'll try to go Supernova, but that won't work against the spin of the Juggernaut. And they will take down a tower. +1 kill. Looking for a second. Nyx Assassin will die to the Infernal Blade more than likely. And yes, he will fall. Going to be a 2-for-1, actually. The Slaughter also taken out. Tower for tower, the Terrorblade needs to be stopped. Still pushing on the bottom lane. That was not even a Templar Assassin involved in there as well. She still is farming around the map. Blink Dagger at the ready. Singularity, though they do get a pretty nice win over in mid, we could still see this advantage that Singularity are get from killing off towers is just drops in the bucket. They just aren't farming the lanes as effectively as Vega Squadron, who are conceding some objectives here and there. Will look to get ahead in the game through other means. And this is normally where we see a couple of Midases being picked up. And wow, is it like the first game ever where there's no Midas? Holy crap, this is monumental. I don't think I've seen a single game in this patch where no one has picked up a Midas. What patch is this? Okay, no, never mind. Phoenix is getting it. I mean, it's standard build for the Phoenix. Oh, Nisha. No mana Lina. That's not what you want to see. Is going to get an LSA on the creeps, which will also stun up Afterlife, but it's not going to save him. Drive by from the Phoenix. G is not going to get doomed. Pathos stop canceled that. I don't think that was fogged. I think he was he just canceled it by himself. But you know, they kill off the Lina, the biggest threat by far from the Singularity side, allowing G and Aloha Dance to tear down tier 2 bottom. Terrorblades actually very fresh with that duration. He's going to kill off a couple more creep waves, shove it in a little bit more. They are now going to make this their home. Singularity, it does seem like they need to start to get some pickoffs with just a handful of heroes. Committing all these heroes into these tower pushes is really costing them a lot more than it's gaining them. They really need this Omni Slash to be used. They really need this Doom to get his ultimate out as well. He's used it like once on Silent to get a solo kill, which is great and everything for that period of time, but that was several minutes ago. They're working with all this powerful all these powerful spells and their ultimates. So far, they just haven't been able to really land them effectively in a larger scale fight. Yoma is gonna look to go back to his roots, no pun intended, killing off CM. And in the meantime, Exotic Deer is being stalked by a Nyx assassin. If he stops for these golems, which he might do. Uh-oh, Exotic Deer. TP is coming in top, so he's gonna freak out a little bit. TA is gonna try to play it cool. Fortunately, not gonna play it cool enough. Sure does have his Blink Dagger now. That's a big initiation item for the Singularity side. And up till now, it's kind of just been catching a random Vega hero out of position. Now they can be more assertive in their initiation. Similarly, though, Afterlife has his Blink Dagger, has had it for a while. For sure, Singularity know about that. Both sides working with at least some means of initiation. DM. PB poor. Given that start, that was it's understandable, but man, feels bad to be a CM. Catcher Patos. Do have Corrosive Haze level 1 and a Juggernaut. They can take down Roshan, but they do need a pick off beforehand. Not what they want to see. Oh, Terrorblade, kill it! No, not going to get you baited this time. They are running Intercept into G. He does have a Blink Dagger of his own. He does not have a Fraction up right now. It looks like they do not quite know where the Templar Assassin is. Oh, they're going to go in really deep. There's the stun. Doom is now going to prevent any Fraction shenanigans, and that will get the kill for sure. G down. The rest of Vega thinking about coming in or thinking about going for the CM. Oh, no. How did this happen again? Psionic Trap is going to slow her down. Mana Burn Impale. No Impale needed. They'll kill her off in an instant. How is CM here? That should not be. That's not a thing. She should not be there, man. She should be with her team, with her family. Oh, Catcher is going to be jumped by the Nyx Assassin. Impale. Vendetta doing a lot of damage. And the Solar Beam from a distance to seal the deal. Exotic Deer is going to arrive a little bit too late. Only has a level 1 Omni Slash. I don't think that's enough to kill off Afterlife straight up. Will be the tower to fall. Real You puts up a reflection and is looking for the Lina. Jump forward from Afterlife. Again lands another Impale freehand. And that will kill off the Lina. No Bloodstone on her yet. Just the Soul Booster. Even with that extra HP, we can see how much it actually matters to Afterlife. Because he has so much farm. My god, Man-Style Dragonlance is complete. And this Pain Train stops for no one. Patos does not have a Doom. Use it on the TA. Therefore, they have very, very little to answer this Terrorblade. They're going to find Exotic Deer up towards top. Punch from the tree. Going to slow him down a little bit. Still, this is an Omni Slash here from the Jug, but it's only a level 1 spell. Afterlife going to jump in. Stun into the Slaughter. A Silent going to drop that Solar Beam. Freezing Field is there from Elisash, but he's just going to get blown up by Aloha Dance. Now the Overgrowth and the Supernova. The combo of the Sentry right here will be dodged by the Omni Slash. Not bad, but Exotic Deer, the TP out. That's hopeful. Not going to happen as Afterlife comes back in with the Vendetta to get the kill. Patos barely was in that fight. Is still at half HP and has to fall back as Vega clean house in the mid lane and take a tower. A resounding win for the Vega squadron. And Desolator, is it coming out on the Courier? Yes, it is. That means Roshan is wide open for Vega right now, as G can probably do this by himself, honestly. Of course, going to get a little bit of help here. Illusions to tank, right clicks, a handful of heroes as well. There is no Supernova, there is no Overgrowth. Singularity, though they are down to Juggernaut, do have a shrine to teleport to, so they can fight this. With the Doom ultimate cooling down, jump in, Catcher gonna land a really nice blink, Templar Assassin, or Afterlife rather, gonna jump in, stun 2 in the back, keep the lead 100% out of this fight. Solar Beam on top, as Nisha's gonna be driven away, down to half HP before the fight even gets going. Patos is gonna grab the Aegis though, and he's gonna slip out of there, drive by from the Phoenix, not gonna do all that much. Vega are really hesitant to fight, they don't have a Metamorphosis. Will be Singularity. Oh, they will actually kill Roche and get the Aegis. Huge play. Now they're going to jump in toward the heroes that are shrining. Nyx Assassin does display Carapace. It won't save him, though. Nisha's going to grab that kill. G's going to assassinate Catcher 1-for-1, though. Pato still moving forward as the Doom, but I'm not really sure if he's fast enough to catch up to these heroes. So that is a massive win for Singularity at the very worst, taking away the potential for Vega to take the Aegis. Of course, getting the gold and experience associated with that Roche as well. Not the most casualties though for the Singularity side. Or I mean, kills for the Singularity side. Doom with Aegis is Definitely the least ideal option there for Singularity. But hey, again, it's better than nothing, man. Able to take a decent team fight after that massacre over in mid. That in and of itself is quite valuable for the Singularity side. Gives them a little momentum, lets them push out onto the map, and hopefully for their sake, get another pick-off or two to translate that into a handful of towers. It does look for right now, though, that it's going to be a fight over in bottom lane. Patches with the Aegis in the front. Catcher does have sentries, and Afterlife does see it now. Vega Squadron have a pretty good read on the amount of heroes over in this mid lane, and the sentry is going to drop, but it's again out of range. Exotic Deer is going to kind of bait, and will be Sioma to take that bait, but Overgrowth is there with the Sunray on top of the Juggernaut. 2 shots from G will kill him off, and now the Doom as well. Is this Supernova perfect? Is it perfect? He's going to res. It's pretty much perfect. They get the stun off of the Supernova. That'll kill off the Doom for a second time. And it's a slaughter on the bottom lane now as Singularity, they lose the Doom twice and the Jug. Pretty much erasing their past win in that Roche pit completely. As Vega Squadron, they are going to get a couple of free picks. Still tier 2 tower alive on top. No shrines available for them to take. No tier 3s have fallen in their favor just yet. Without that Aegis, may be difficult for them to actually look for another large-scale play, especially since they just used the Supernova one more time. But still, they are getting a massive amount of farm, a scary amount of farm on G, with the BKB on the way. Terrorblade picked up that Hurricane Pike. Anything else on the Courier? The Hurricane Pike is his last purchase. He is absolutely disgustingly farmed. Team as a whole will be forced to hit the brakes a little bit here, waiting for that next Roshan or a larger scale series of pickoffs where they're closer to the enemy base. No, not like this. CM, run away. I don't know what it is about seeing CM die. It just makes people unhappy. Okay, Nisha versus G. There's some backup coming in here in the form of the Nyx Assassin. He's just chilling, man. Meld lasts forever. Guns don't knock you out of meld. The only thing that does knock you out of meld is forced movement. Go hook or a force staff or something like that. Patience from G. He now has he's a forward scout. It's Afterlife who will run into Nisha. G's not following right now, so Afterlife looking for just a little bit of a steal here on the Courier. 1 shot, 2 shot, got him. But now with no TP, I'm not really sure how he escapes this, because he's hit with the haze. Operation Buy Time will impale the CM, because why not? It's a CM. Will lose his life, though. 318 gold for Exotic Deer. I mean, they get the Courier. It's about an even exchange, but just knowing that there's no Nyx Assassin now means that Singularity, if they decide to pick a fight, will have a drastic edge. Does seem like the opportunity to take a hero out, though. Really only in G up towards top, who has not recently shown his face in the lane. Oh, as I say that, he's going to show his face in the lane. There goes the creep wave. Here comes the gank train. Blink, crush, LSA from a distance. That's the cast range challenge right there, plus the ultimate from the CM. Fraction won't do jack against that. G will similarly fall. Fortunately for Singularity, despite how great that kill is for Nisha, they are not in a position where they can easily go for these towers. Quite a long time to actually get to the structure, especially with bottom lane being pushed, especially battling up against living armor. Does seem like it's just going to be a pick-off cycle. They will find Afterlife as well. Corrosive Haze now going to track up the Nyx. But I'm not really sure if it's going to have any follow-up here, because Real U is here with a double damage rune. That in and of itself may scare Singularity away. Sioma has another haste. He's going to wander through a lot of sentry wards, though, and he'll be blown up. Caught with the frostbite. Vega starting to bleed out with a couple of heroes. They still have a lead, and they still can play a little bit carelessly because of the lead that they do have. One too many pickoffs here, and Vega Squadron will end up fighting up against a more relevantly farmed Jug, at the very least. And Lina start building into some DPS as well. Has gone for the damage talent already, so plus 50. That is plus 50 damage, but it's also kind of like plus 50% damage. Prefer to think of it that way. It's going to hit like an absolute truck. He's able to get this BKB. G can challenge her, but no one else really can. I guess the Terrorblade can as well. Situationally, of course. He doesn't have a BKB of his own, and Lena's spells just destroy this Terrorblade. Still pushing bottom. Has no TP. Just yet to get back in towards mid, so if Vega want to start the fight, it'll be without their Terrorblade. Scale of that fight has to be very low, i.e. pick off a hero who's lagging behind like this. Not quite going to catch up to her, though. Getting rid of that Aegis from Vega was a huge play by Singularity. We can still see the effects even right now, where Vega, as powerful as they are, can't make any aggressive high ground plays, even though they would love to with the Terrorblade Templar Assassin. Just can't. Nisha, well, he is going to be spotted, it seems, and jump in from Afterlife. Finds Nisha trying to teleport out. Slaughter thinking about going in and helping out, and will very quickly be dealt with. Rooted down, one shot by G, two shot by G. That's going to be a free 2 kill. Now, Lena does have a lot of Bloodstone charges, so she is going to pop right back up as if nothing happened. This is going to be another shove over in bottom. Top lane, a marginal, pretty much irrelevant amount of pressure going up towards top. We'll see what damage Aloha Dance can put into this tower. See G moving up, taps the tower once to apply that Desolate effect, or Corruption, or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called, but jumping for Afterlife. Gonna catch Delina. She just respawned, and now she's dead again. Supernova in the back is gonna prevent Singularity from moving forward. Pato's gonna try to go for the Terrorblade. Ends up landing one Infernal Blade, then is gonna die. And now Exotic Deer, he's on the run out. Already used his ultimate. They're trying to go for G, but this Templar Assassin will refuse to die. Afterlife cancels the ultimate from the CM with a nice 2-man impale. Silence gonna dive in, as will the Real You with the Force Staff onto Catcher. That's a triple kill for the Terrorblade, and this might just be this bottom set of racks to fall. And it will with the amount of damage Terrorblade is putting out. My god, this guy is mega farmed. Racks? What racks? GG even. Okay. Elisash is going to tap out of this one. 11-22 in Vegas. Oh, that sucks, man. Like, the last thing you want to do in this game is throw out a Laguna Blade just to see how much damage it does. And it gets blocked by a Lincoln Spear. That's a pretty big feels bad man moment right there.